Hello there YouTube and welcome back to another rolling review. Today is day 3 of Voltron Week, or just Defender Week as we might call it. And we'll be looking at now the Green Lion from Legendary Defender. Now it shares a similar box to blue, yellow, and red when we get to it, which is tomorrow's video. And one can easily see that the Green Lion looks actually quite splendid and carries that ongoing trope that the Legendary Defender team does have of that underbite. But we'll talk about that more once we get it out of the package. Similar box art, even on the back, as well as falsely promotes the whole, hey look, the actual speeder freaking pilot booster core, and your pilot is well painted. It's not. It's a lie. But hey, that's what Playmate is known for. As well as also promotes that when you have the green and red lion, it combines to have the sword. So, yeah, that's a little collect and connect kind of gimmick right there. And now we have Green Lion out of the package, which, as you can see, all of its accessories and itself are presented in a wonderful, display. First off, we have the shoulder plate mount, which comes in the package already attached to the Green Lion's rear. We have the back end of the saber when it forms Voltron. It can also double as one of the bladed weapons in the lion's mouths, but I don't see what's the purpose in really using this part right now since, we don't even have our red line opened. As well as mine somehow already has some paint blemishes on the side. I find that to be ridiculous, but hey, you can't help what goes on with QC and other stuff. Then we got our missile launcher, which is actually on a rotatable swivel. And honestly, this is actually one of the cooler parts about this missile launcher. And the missile fires off pretty hard. I just shoot it off into my hand just because I don't want it to get lost like, previous videos where they went flying. And then you have your little core. Pretty much it's practically just the same design, just slightly remolded and resculpted and not even painted, even though the box art promotes it. It goes up and under, like all the other lions we've seen in the past. And the weird thing about it is, green actually has a tight, locked door. Like, this one is just stuck. Now, I don't know if the reason it's stuck is because of how they mold it, or actually everyone has that issue where they just can't open it, and you have to actually open it for how you form the arm to get this part to open, just to lock Pidge in place. But I find that to be a little bit crazy, a little bit ridiculous, and pretty freaking tight. Now, our actual lion is pretty freaking splendid, even though, like I said earlier on in the video, it still has that underbite, which I find kind of ridiculous. Honestly, for being the hands, you would think that they wouldn't have an underbite. Also, the jaw is pretty freaking strong. You can hear that crack. I don't really recommend you should do it repeatedly because you probably could damage said toy and face. The head is actually on a rotatable joint here to allow a full wrist kind of swivel. The heads don't come off from what I can tell, and the arms and claws and paws are still hard, very tight. I think they're actually a lot tighter than yellow and or blue at this time. Like, their ratchet sounds louder and they feel even harder to torque on. You have your basic little tail, much shorter though for the arms. You have your connector peg for when it becomes the arm, and then you have an actual abdomen swivel joint for the overall lion, which does give it a few extra points of articulation that the feet do not feature. So like I said, you can literally plug this in as so. I have it the wrong way due to the accidentals just torquing it and twirling it around, but it just plugs in pretty easily. And there you have your cannon mount. And it looks pretty cool, kind of Zoids-esque. Now the transformation for this line is actually pretty intricate, and so would it be the same with Red Line when we get to that tomorrow, where one just easily folds up the legs as usual. Mine went the wrong way, so it won't bend right. Lock them into place, turn it, and then pull up your entire back. Now, they say do this part first in the instructions, so I have to redo the legs. You got to put them up, push, god damn it. Bend in the paws, even though it doesn't want to do it right for me right now. Did it perfect on the test shot, but Master Shot? Nope. Now here's what we can expect to have when we're finally forming Voltron, and this is your left arm. Now, the pegs are not rounded, they're actually square joints, unlike previous incarnations, which prefer to use cylinder cone-based like pegs, normally associated with the actual tail of the Voltron lines themselves. But as you can see here, it's pretty more solid and basic to actually have the connector come out of the crotch, even though that people now can make penile and anuses jokes as to how the lines specifically attach, which is kind of hysterical when you think about it. The intricate part of how the arms fold in are very good, very amazing. And honestly, one of the best comparisons I could say is it's almost like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie Megazord, on how the wolf became the left arm to the Megazord. And now people are probably going to be like, oh god, it is. Christ. Maybe Playmate should make that Zord next. LOL, it's still Bandai, so nope. But overall, it's pretty good. I do like the fact that because of this, we do get our overall arm articulation that we need. I mean, the one thing I forgot to mention is that this does swivel to give you a full elbow joint no matter what, so you have quite a bit of articulation for the overall toy. And it just looks really freaking neat, really freaking splendid. The only problem I just have is the head just doesn't pop off like the vintage ones do. It's evaluation time, and for my final evaluation, the Voltron Legendary Defender Deluxe Legendary Green Lion is well worth the price of $17.99 to $19.99. Reasons why are the fact that the Legendary Voltron Lions are made more proportionate to each other. They're almost the same size and same shapes and forms. So, unlike original incarnations, whether it be Matchbox or Shredmasters or even the actual Mattel Collector's line, the green and red lines were usually the smallest, like so freaking small that even when Shredmasters had the license, green and red were sold in a single package together before one could actually afford or find the gift sets when they were released during the Third Dimension series. So, for once, we have quite well a bigger lion, almost size matches to blue and yellow, and makes it well worthy of that valid price. Its points of articulation are practically the same, with a few little additives, mostly in its waist and hips, to give it the full arm articulation that one needs. Its overall transformation is correct and more streamlined to the actual show, unlike the feet are, due to how the heads have to push in. It doesn't allow the full legs to retract into the body as such. That's why the 14-inch Voltron is actually getting more widely received for being more screen accurate than the overall deluxe transform and combining Voltron Lions. Now, I do like the fact that it does have this little kind of collect and connect gimmick where you have to get the green and red to form the sword, but I also believe that with this little butt pad, the shoulder shield, it's going to end up being able to connect to the wings of the Black Lion. So that's probably another great additive. Overall, I love the arm designs just by opening up green thus far. So tomorrow when we see red, we're probably just going to skip into the transformation. I don't need to show it, and we'll just be talking about the overall look and feel. Anyways, I'm Wheelchair21, and this has been Day 3 of Voltron Week. Tomorrow is Day 4, Red Line. You can see this video here on my YouTube channel, which I insist that people should subscribe and like the videos, as well as check them out also on Hero Taku and Hero Club. You can also like my page on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter as well as Instagram, and I'll see you all tomorrow.